last stream, we went through Affliction, or predictions for Affliction, or prediction. Not what I'm hoping for, but what I'm expecting to see. And in there, I'm so confident on one little detail that if we hit the sub goal we have this month, and that does not happen, I will gift 100 subs myself in this channel. So the list goes as follows. I can go through the details of it. It's pretty good actually, I'd say. So we got the first one is obviously that I'm expecting a massive patch notes of compared to 3.22, because they went out in public and said, hey, every second league we're gonna have small changes, and every second league we're gonna have major changes. 3.22 was very small changes, since 95.64% of it was basically occupied by ruthless changes. Anyways, so we went through some of the minor stuffs around here. The first one was obviously the mechanic. I think that in the last couple of leagues, it's been quite some time since we had a league mechanic that was not a roguelike event like Sanctum or Crucible's Crafting. Sanctum was roguelike, the Ancestor was roguelike, and the league before that, that's when we had a league mechanic that basically was an ARPG theme, where you're supposed to just kill monsters. Now, this was a league that not everyone was a very big fan of, and it is 3.19 Lake of Calandra. So I'm actually expecting to see a mechanic that is back to the roots of just killing monsters, which I'm hoping we'll see. So I'm hoping and expecting it. I also think that we're going to see new active skill gems. I might be a little hoping here, but I am expecting to see new active skill gems. Just the last couple of times we've seen new skill gems have been support gems or evolve versions, right? Last time we had new active skill gems was what? When I think we double checked it, 320, 319 or something. And it's been ages, and I mean literally ages, since we saw any minion skill gems. And the last ones we saw was Frozen Legion and Volcanic Fissure. And the time before that was even further back. And the last ones we saw from minions was Absolution and Reaper, whereas the Absolution required a buff of, I shit you not, 400% increased damage. That's literally numbers taken from Diablo to make the ability functional. So I'm expecting to see some new active skill gems that I'm really excited for it. So we'll see what happens there. Nerfs or buffs, I mean, obviously no major mechanical changes, as that would have warranted a manifesto. We talked about this in detail. Normally what they would do is a week or 2 weeks before the actual reveal, they would post explanations to major changes so that they could basically damage control negative types of reaction to such changes. And I think that's really good that they're explaining the problem they see with a certain mechanic and then explaining their solution to it. And it might not always hit the right spot, but they do that. We've seen nothing of the like, so I don't think we're going to see any sort of major mechanical changes. However, the meta shakeups, obviously I can only speak for the things that I've seen enough to have a decent idea of or played myself. And I think that we're going to see some sort of SRS nerf, mainly towards the poison variant, and or additive flat damage scaling on the minions. I think we're definitely going to see some sort of nerfs towards Righteous Fire, because it is overwhelmingly played by a large majority of the player base, and that's how they shake up the meta. They don't look at what's broken or the best in the game. A Seismic Trap is a great example of this. But what they do is that they nerf the things that a significant higher percent of the player base is playing. The problem is we only have access to a very limited sample of players of 100,000 characters, level 90 or higher, and this is not the casual player base existing in the sample pool. So it's very hard for us to determine what the majority of the players are actually playing. However, big thanks and a shout out to my man Pox himself. Has literally the most insane fucking website covering literally everything that has anything to do with Righteous Fire. Crazy good content. And the written guides in this is all available on PoE Vault as well. And there's video guides, and there's goddamn you, Pox, for making loot filters. It's crazy. You don't have to have a build specific loot filter, but the one Pox made for Righteous Fire is crazy good. So anyways, it's very, very beginner friendly. And that makes me believe that the vast majority of the casual players are actually playing this. Tornado Shot is extremely popular. Bone Shatter, the Bone Zone, I think is going to see a nerf as well. Then again, there's a long list of other skills that people might say, hey, this should be nerfed or whatnot. But since I have limited experience in those things, or have not looked at it too much, I can't say that for certain. Therefore, I can't expect it, right? So I don't want to talk about things that I don't really know what I'm talking about. to stay within, you know, my parameters, if you will. However, when it comes to class and synergy changes, I have spent quite some time playing Guardian. And I think the Radiant Crusade, the Guardian Righteous Pox minion, only the damage part will be nerfed. However, the cast speed should be faster, but I'm expecting the damage to be nerfed. I am concerned that their way of lowering this minion's damage in the early stage would be to lower the minion's life, and I don't think that is a good solution. I think the life is fine. It is still very strong with the taunt and it being that tanky, but you still have to cast it every 20 seconds or every 38.2 seconds with Enduring Bond. 32.8, yes. Which means that it's kind of annoying, but still, the thing is with the Guardian Ascendancy, you get this guy and you will just shield charge and frostblink throughout the entire campaign, and it's not enough with that. You also shield charge and frostblink your entire way through all of the white tier maps and the majority of the yellow tier maps. This is without ever requiring any other ability doing damage, such as, you know, other minions. You don't even need links. Now, Righteous Fire does this as well, but Righteous Fire requires you to have proper gearing for it, and it requires a 4-link to do that as well, and has lower single target, and is not as tanky or requires a little bit more gearing compared to what the Guardian does. So all of the things that can compete with this type of leveling approach in the campaign have requirements. The Guardian Ascendancy is you do the first lab, and you've beat the campaign, you're done. So yeah, definitely expecting a nerf on that. Minion stuffs, we talked about this before. 2 leagues ago, they revealed the Mastery overhaul. The rework to Masteries. And guess what in that video? In the video, you will see a screenshot taken that looks about like this. And this mastery right here, which is Spiritual Command, is shown in the image in a big fucking icon. But we didn't see any mini mastery changes. So obviously I reached out to Chris Wilson. I said, yeah, what the fuck, man? You scammed me, bro. And he said, kick W, and then he logged off and ignored me. That's actually not what he did. But what he did say was that he apologized for it and said that they might come further down the road. So I expected that in the last patch notes for the last league, or this league rather, Ancestors. That didn't happen. Which I think has to do with the idea that they want to change fewer things every second league and more bigger changes every second league. So now I'm again with a better confidence expecting minion mastery changes for 3.23. Besides that, let's see if I missed any notes. We have this little part here. Now, it might come off as copium, but to make sure that you understand that I'm actually fully serious about expecting these changes, I think we're going to see either mechanical changes or buffs, preferably to the summoning, or quality of life changes in the form of old Spectres back, like Forged Frostbearers as an example, or as one example. So Spectre changes. And if we hit the sub goal for this channel this month, and this does not happen, I will gift 100 subs myself. Straight off the bat, I'll fucking do it. And then, like I mentioned before, SRS nerfed Release of Poison, and the Radiant Crusade damage nerfed. But like I mentioned here again, please God, please just don't nerf the HP as a band-aid solution to lower the damage in the early game, which is already covered up here. That's my expectations for the Affliction prediction for 3.23. That's it. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think is going to happen with 3.23. And don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more content. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Till then, stay safe. Keep rocking.